Follow the link under show notes for your chance to win one free grill a month. There is no strings attached, and I promise you, you will not get inundated with emails. What you will get is one newsletter a month that will contain the winner of the free grill, and that is all there is to it. And of course, this is USA only. So right off the bat, let me just say that you are going to hear me use the term original in this video here. Now that doesn't mean that I am the original maker of the party rib. That is not what I'm getting at. Basically, all I am saying is that I have been making these party ribs for years, and I did put on my channel about a year and a half ago, my original party rib recipe. So that is why I am using the term original party ribs. I mean, keep in mind, there has been no shortage of ribs and rib recipes made here on the channel, and I can tell you these are easily some of the best I've ever made. So look, there are a couple differences from my recipe to some of the recipes that you are going to see online. Number one, it is a no wrap recipe. It has always been. And number two, it is a custom blend rub. It has always been that also. Other than that, the sauce and all that stuff is going to just about stay the same. So look, what I want to do here is let's turn our attention down to the board. We do have that custom blend rub that we got to get to, and after that we will take you on over to the ribs and get them rubbed down. Keep in mind, as I put this together, one of the changes that the channel has made to the recipe, I have eliminated the salt and also the MSG, and I've added in this dusted, which is going to give you that salt, no MSG, and a little extra flavor. So once you get all that goodness in the bowl, you are going to incorporate all that together and just put that on the side. It is now time to talk about the ribs. I do feel that the St. Louis cut of rib is the best for this recipe. So that here is what the channel is going to use. You are going to get them all dried off. Any flappers, just take it off. As far as that membrane on the back, I'm going to just score it. That is going to be good enough. Of course, it is your ribs, your way. If you want to take it off, take it off. From there, what you are going to want to do is what all the party rib recipes have in common. You are going to cut each rib individually up. Once you get that all cut up, all laid on the board, go get your custom rub. And now look, I like to put a little bit of rub on the as it's sitting on the board, because I can control it that way. Once I get enough rub on all parts of the ribs, I will get them in the bowl. I will pour the rest of that rub in over on the ribs, and I will make sure I get a good mix. You want to get plenty of rub on these ribs, trust me. So my breakdown on ingredients is going to be for one rack. If you are doing two, you're going to double that recipe. And from there, what you want to do that is equally as important as everything else is get a wired rack. You want to lay each rib out on the wire rack. It is going to be more easy that way to control in the pit. After that, what you are going to want to do is you are going to want to put these in the house. You want to keep them up at room temperature and let them sit there for about 2 hours or so. That is going to bring all the moisture out of the ribs. Once that is almost finished, I will bring you guys back. We will get on over to the Masterbuilt XT and fire it up. So we are going on this cook 275 inside the pit, and you are probably looking at about a 3-hour cook. And yes, oh yes, we will be rolling some cherry smoke inside that Masterbuilt XT. And as we take a look at the ribs here on the board, you could see that moisture that has pulled out of the ribs as we remove them from the rack. We've got a little bit of moisture on the rack. Sometimes I get a little bit more than that, but that is okay. From there, it is on over to the Masterbuilt. We are going to go middle shelf, and I am going to get a tin underneath, and from there we will just let them run for about an hour or so. At that time, I will bring you guys back. I mean, you gotta love a no wrap rib. So right at that 1 hour mark, basically all you are doing here is you want to make sure that there's no hot spots, that you are not overcooking any of the ribs. You can give them a quick look, and I got to tell you, they are definitely looking mighty fine. At this point, we are just going to shut it down and let it go for another hour or so. At that time, I will bring you guys back. Alrighty, look, we blew right past that 2 hour mark, and we are right at that hour 3. And as we take a look at these ribs, man, I could tell you that is one good looking rib right there. I will get my probe and I will start probing some of the ribs, because we're going to want to get about toothpick tender. In other words, when you put your probe in, you are going to want to feel no resistance as you pull it out. And I can tell you, with a temp of anywhere between 195 or 200, we are just about there. So it is time to sauce up the ribs. And for this recipe, and only this recipe, I like to dunk each individual rib. So we've got my little station all set up here at the XT, so it is a dunk and we will go. And now look, this is definitely a messy recipe, so you're gonna want that tray underneath the, or that tin underneath the tray. And you are also gonna just wanna pile them up on that rack. I mean, after all, this is a party, aka party rib. So once you get those all dunked, once you get those all piled up, you are gonna let it run anywhere from 15 minutes to a half hour, depending on how much char you want on each rib. I am only gonna let them go for about 15 minutes or so. After that time, I will bring you guys back. We will take a look and we will get them off. Alrighty, all look, total cook time on this is gonna come in right at around 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I gotta tell you, as we open them up, as we start to get them off the pit, they are looking absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look, if you didn't want a saucy type rib like that, you could just leave the sauce off, maybe a dunker as you're serving it. There is no big deal. It is your recipe, so definitely do them your way. As far as me, I like a good sticky rib every now and then. There is a little char on these ribs here. I didn't want to go too much on the char, believe it or not. As you guys know, I definitely dig char. So I will get each rib off. I will get each rib on the plate here as we take a look at them, and they are looking, again, absolutely incredible. I mean, these are looking just about perfect to me. What I am going to do here is I am going to get them on the board. I've got to get a couple snaps. We will let them cool down a little bit. I will bring you guys back in about 10-15 minutes my time, about 6 seconds your time. At that point, what we will do that taste test, talk about it, and close out the show. Yeah. Alrighty, also that is it, and that here is gonna be your original party rib. And I gotta tell you right off the bat, this lemon brown sugar sauce from I guess this is Steven Reichland's Project Smoke. I will leave a link of this stuff down in the down description. I'll see if it's at Amazon. If it is, I'd advise you to pick some up, man. That is top of the line stuff. Some of the best barbecue sauce that I have tried in a while, and trust me, I got no skin in the game. I am telling you, man, when I was done basting these out, it was finger licking good into the bowl. I even got a piece of white bread and did a little brush in there, and I am telling you again, top-notch stuff. So here is our original party ribs, and again, like I said in the opening, probably throughout the video, I can call them original because I have been making these for a while and put them on the channel about 1.5 years or 2 years ago or whatever it was. I will link that video down below. Maybe I'll throw it up top. Let's do that original taste test, talk about it, and close out the show. Cheers. So guys, what could I say about that, man? It is, besides that BBQ sauce, it is all in that custom herbed rub that we put on these ribs 2 to 3 hours before we put them on the pit. Brought out all the moisture, man. I am telling you, the flavors to this with all those herbs are through the roof. I mean, my house was even smelling like a rub factory. That's how much they fermented throughout the house, I guess you would say. These are 100% incredible. These are 100% a must make. There is no doubt about it. It is a flavor explosion. And again, it does not fall off the bone at about 3 hours, but what it is a clean bone cut, just a little bit of tug. That is what I like. This is a no wrap party rib. Most of the party rib videos that I have seen anyway, they finish it off in tin, they cover it up In my book, there is no need to do that. This is the way to go. And that is going to close out the show, man. Maybe you could see, but again, it is a brutal day here in the Garden State. I am dying. It is going to be in the pool in a little bit. I appreciate you all for coming. The Masterbuilt XT, what can I say about that? The thing is gold. Again, my name is Tommy. I appreciate you all for watching. And until next time, it is party out ribs, and we will see you soon.